Hi friends! It's so good to see you today. Welcome to my crafting area. I think it's a pretty magical place. You might not know this about me, but one of my favorite hobbies is art. And one of my favorite ways to create is with my friends. So thank you for helping me today. I hope you will all enjoy this fun activity that I picked out just for us. So, do you want to build a snowman? Well, a snowman ornament, that is. This is what we will be creating today, a fingerprint snowman ornament. I'm so excited. Let's just get right into it and get set up. It's so important for every artist to get comfortable while they're creating. Make sure you have a big space to work with, that you're sitting comfortably or standing. Maybe you have a tablecloth in case things get messy, maybe some napkins because this will include paint, and that you're happy and excited to create and you're feeling good. I know that I am, and it makes me so happy just to be with you today. Next, let's get out all of our supplies that we're going to need. First, let's find some blue, crinkly paper. Looks something like this. You're going to want about a handful of this paper, and just set that aside. Now let's search for the rest of the things that we're going to need. I see we also have a pointed paintbrush, and we have some paint. We're going to be mostly using the white paint today, but also the red and the black here. And last, let's grab that clear plastic ornament. It'll come in two halves like this. And we're just going to set that down. All set. Now, once we're ready to begin, we can start doing our fingerprint snowman ornament. The first step is going to be taking that blue crinkly paper and stuffing it inside of the clear ornament. I did fill my other ornament all the way up with the blue paper, pretty full. But all of our ornaments are going to be unique, and that is something that I like so much about art. Each time you create, you make something that is one of a kind. And it's so important that you create something that makes you happy. I'm going to go ahead and start stuffing my ornament. And remember, you don't have to use all of the blue paper. I'm going to stuff this one half first. And just make sure to pat it down inside there. To set that down. And let's take some more. And I'm going to kind of ball it up here. And stick it inside the other half. Maybe take a little bit more. It does get a little messy. And then go ahead and take those two halves and put them both together. And you'll notice there's a little clear tab on top of the ornament that'll stick right up on top. And you'll want to match those two tabs together and then just press it shut. I'm pretty happy with mine, looks like. The second step is my personal favorite. Let's get some of this paper out of the way that we're not using. This second step is where we build our snowman. And I don't know about you, but the one I made before really resembles one of my closest friends. Building snowmen with my sister has always been one of my favorite things to do in the winter. Ever since I was little, in fact. Along with sledding and ice skating and building snow castles. There are so many fun things to do when there's snow on the ground. Now, what we're going to do next may require some assistance because it does include paint. So we're going to pick up our paintbrush, our pointed paintbrush, and we're going to open our white paint container here. And it's going to be kind of tricky to open. There we go. And then we're going to paint our thumbs. We're going to use our fingers as stamps to build our snowman. Now, I do have other friends that use different fingers for their snowmen, like their thumb for the bottom, their pointer finger for the middle, and their pinky for the snowman's head to make different sizes. But I think I'm just going to use my thumb for each part of the snowman and go ahead and I'm going to paint that now. Make sure you're not using too much paint and you don't want to use too little paint either. And you just want to cover your thumb. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it either. All right, now that I've covered my thumb, I'm going to go ahead and take my ornament and stamp it right about here to create the bottom part of my snowman. And now we're going to do this again. And again, make sure there's not too much paint or too little. And we're going to create the middle part of your snowman. And these snowballs are going to be kind of stacked right on top of each other. Let's go ahead and just stamp the rest. Here is the middle part. And then lastly, right on top, here is the head of my snowman. Now this is what mine looks like right now, but if yours looks okay, if yours looks different, that is okay, because each snowman, or every snowman is unique. They're all unique creations. Now let's just wipe our fingers off real quick and come back and we'll paint some snow. I'm just going to wipe my hand. Now I'm going to take that same paintbrush we were just using and I'm going to dip it back into the white paint and paint right across the bottom of the ornament and add a little bit of landscaping. Maybe the snowman is sitting on a little hill. I think that's a nice little snowscape. Right. I really like how this painting is coming out. Let's now go and add some more paint to our brush. And we're just going to use the very pointed end of this. Just the very tip of our paintbrush. And we're going to put some dots around the snowman to look like some snow falling around. And again, just very lightly, make sure you have enough paint and just dot and dot. And just keep making those dots. And go all the way around. Maybe dipping your brush back in. Until you're happy with what it looks like. I think this really adds a lot of depth to our ornament. Now, let's let this dry and take some time to wash off our paintbrush. Maybe clean your hands again if you need to. Sometimes I get messy when I'm working with paint. So if you do want to speed up the process of drying, you can ask for some help and use a hairdryer to lightly just blow over the paint, but I'm just going to let mine sit. It shouldn't take too long. I'm just going to go make a cup of hot chocolate while I wait. Well, that was a yummy treat. And here we are. My hands are clean, my thin pointed paintbrush is clean, and my ornament is all dry. Now we're going to add some of the finishing touches. We're going to make the carrot nose, the eyes, the smile, some buttons, and of course some arms. We're going to use that pointed paintbrush again, and dip into some black paint. And you can paint these features however you want, or even add some of your own. I'm going to use my paint and give my snowman a big smile. All right, I'm just going to dip into that paint. And, okay, here we go. I did leave a little space. See, he has a little tooth right here. He's smiling big. There's the mouth. And now, let's give him 2 eyes. Make sure to leave some space for the nose as well. There's 1, and then 2, and some buttons going right down the middle. 1, 2, 3 buttons for this snowman. And now let's go ahead and I'm going to do the arms first before I do the nose, because I am going to switch paint for that. And now keep in mind when painting the arms what twigs look like. First, how I like to draw a twig, I like to draw a straight line that goes right across. And then off of that straight line, draw some other lines that sort of come off of that, or branch out, if you will. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. Start with a straight line. And then create some smaller lines off of that. There we are. And I'm going to just wipe off my brush. You can go ahead if you have some water nearby or a napkin. And I'm going to dip into the red paint for my nose. And just use the very, very end of that paintbrush. And be very careful. And just make a little red line that sort of comes right out of the middle of his face. There. I really like how mine came out. I really like what I made today, and I can't wait to see yours. I would love to see photos if you don't mind sharing. My friends Shelly, Emily, and Eric, who all work at the Wood Theater, would love to see them too. If you would like to tag the Wood Theater in your photos on Facebook or Instagram, or if you'd prefer, you can email photos to boxoffice@woodtheater.org. Sharing art is so much fun, and I'm so glad I could share this project with you today. I can't wait to see you again next week, where we'll be making stick puppets. I do have to clean up now, so I'd like to say goodbye to all of my friends, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.